everybody. How are you all doing? I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. Um, I'm loving it. This is like my absolute favourite season. I love autumn so much, and I love a sunny day in autumn. It's like crisp and like beautiful. I love it. I put together a list of five sort of tips to help you when you feel as if you are in a rut. And this was sort of inspired by a quote that I read the other day that my friend posted. So I'm just going to read that out now. The quote is, you're not stuck, you're just committed to certain patterns of behaviour because they helped you in the past. Now those behaviours have become more harmful than helpful. The reason why you can't move forward is because you keep applying an old formula to a new level in your life. Change the formula to get a different result. And that's by Emily Marushian. I hope I pronounced that right. And when I read that, I was like, gosh, that is so true. That actually you just get used to behaving in a certain way, acting and reacting in a certain way because perhaps it served you in the past, or even if it hasn't served you in the past, it's just what you're used to. So sometimes we stick to certain patterns of behaviour because we're used to them, even though they can be potentially harmful or not beneficial or not useful for us, we can still stick to those patterns. So I thought I'd put together some tips to help us get out of those patterns of behaviour and to challenge our minds and our bodies and hopefully get us feeling like we're in a place to take on new ideas or just in a place where new things may come to us, and then we feel like we're sort of ready for the next step, whatever that may be. So the first tip, number one, is journal. So I really recommend that you carry a little notebook. So I carry a notebook like this. It's just really small. I carry that with me in my bag all the time. I often have like other notebooks and stuff, but I always make sure that I have this one with me, even if I'm not going anywhere, like not going to class or something. It's very, very useful, I feel, to just, if you're having thoughts about anything creative or otherwise, to just write them down. It can kind of clear your brain of the thoughts, so you have a clearer, sort of more focused mind, or it can lead to something else. I sometimes do that with my writing as well. So I write down an idea or a line I've thought of or a piece of dialogue or something. I write something down. It can be very helpful, and it can be a really good way of processing your thoughts and moving forward. So journal, number one. Number two, read something new. So read a reading is really, really brilliant anyway for the brain. We do a lot of watching these days, don't we? And reading, I think, challenges our brains in a different way and gets them to work in a different way. Try reading something new, something that's not comfortable, something that you don't read all the time. A new book, maybe a book with new ideas. I'm reading this at the moment, Tony Crab's Busy, with some new ideas. I'm going to read a book called Grit. I've also started reading The Artist's Way. So lots of different books to challenge your mindset, create new ideas, get you thinking in a different way. So maybe say 10 minutes a day to reading, and it opens up your brain to new ideas, new thoughts, new ways of thinking. I'd also really recommend The War of Art. That's a really wonderful book, particularly for creatives. And any of Brené Brown's work is really wonderful. So Daring Greatly, about vulnerability, is a really brilliant book. So those are some of my recommendations, but choose whatever it is you want to read, something interesting for you. Okay, number three, take the time to clear up your work or your living space. So the space where you usually go to work, if that's at home, assuming it's at home, or if that's not where you work, take the time to clear up the living space. So clear up wherever it is that you spend a lot of time. Make sure that if you do sit down at a desk, that desk is relatively clear. Get rid of sort of things that we accumulate, receipts, things like that. Clear them away, put things in drawers, have a nice clear out as well. Maybe spend a bit of time clearing out your drawers. Are there clothes and things and stuff that you don't need anymore? And I think by clearing out the space that we live in, it helps to clear our minds as well and it creates a kind of calmer and better working and living environment. Also, sort of following on from that, I think it's best to try and keep your working environment and your living and resting environment as separate as possible. Which means if you're using a laptop and stuff like that, then not sitting in bed to use it, sitting on a chair or sitting at a desk or something like that. So separating those spaces out can really help as well. Okay, number 4, exercise, one of my favourites. I mention this so much, but this has come up a lot when I was sort of researching about things to help you when you're stuck. Doing some exercise or doing something new and moving your body in a way, or doing it daily, can really, really help to activate your brain, and it gets those endorphins releasing, so you can to feel better about yourself, and it can really trigger new thoughts and ideas. It could be really wonderful. It could just be going for a walk and walking maybe a different route to work, or going up the stairs on the escalators, or just taking the stairs instead of a lift, just new bits of exercise to kind of set your brain, kind of get your brain going and things like that. And something like, I don't know, like weightlifting or something, you're sort of learning a new skill, maybe, or like you want to do something totally different sport, learning a new skill can be really brilliant. If you can blend that with exercise, that can be amazing. Okay, and my final one is watching something like a TED Talk or a round table, something with some kind of inspirational idea, theme to it, whatever it may be. I sometimes watch actors' roundtables because I'm very interested to hear their discussions. I like to watch writers' roundtables and directors' roundtables as well, to get me thinking about the arts from other perspectives. It's very interesting hearing the writers talk about the shows, and then hearing the actors and the directors talk about the shows. That's all very interesting. It's slightly aspirational as well. Helps you kind of focus and visualize and think, do I want something like that, and puts you in that kind of mindset. You can watch TED Talks on totally new ways of thinking. Again, it will open your brain up. It will get you thinking about things you hadn't thought about before. It's very good to challenge our brains and to challenge ourselves. We can get stuck into patterns of just being very comfortable with things and only listening to our own ideas, really, or the ideas of others that are very similar. So I think it's really good to listen to something new and listen and watch something that will challenge us. So those are my 5 tips. So number 1, journal. Number 2, read something new. Number 3, clear up your work and living space. Number 4, exercise. Number 5, watch a TED Talk. So those are my 5 tips. I hope you find those useful. Do let me know if you have anything that you feel is particularly helpful when you feel sort of stuck. And yeah, I hope you enjoy them. Do comment below with your thoughts and what tips you would like next. I am going to be putting up a monologue next week, so that will be up. Do subscribe if you would like more content, if you're enjoying the videos. And yeah, have a beautiful day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye everyone.